Live from the Business RadioX studio inside Renaissance Bank, the bank that specializes in understanding you. It's time for North Fulton Business Radio.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of North Fulton Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and this is going to be a great one, folks. We've gone to the dogs today. Just the first of many puns I'm sure you'll hear today. Stacy Fotos is with us. She is with Happy Dog Hotel, and you're going to love to hear about that business and how they serve our canine friends. And we'll get to Stacy in a moment. But I just want to remind you that if you are sick and tired of the mega bank experience, and you know what I mean by that, if you're at one of those banks where their idea of customer service involves chat bots and automated voices, and you'd really like to talk to live people, Renaissance Bank will let you do that. And Renaissance Bank is also big enough to handle pretty much any need you can throw at them as a business. So if you're looking for that magic combination in your bank, go to renaissancebank.com, find a local office, and give them a call. Guess what? It's a great way to test because people answer the phone. You get real people. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, member FDIC. And now I want to welcome Stacy Fotos. Stacy is with Happy Dog Hotel. Stacy, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
It's a delight to have you. Let's talk about you and Happy Dog Hotel. We know who you're serving out there.
We're serving all dogs.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, so we are doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming. Our groomer's been a groomer for 20 years. She's very good. The boarding part of it, our kennels, we have kennels instead of crates. They're very large, so they're very comfortable for the dogs. The daycare, we have a window right when you walk in the front door so you can watch the dogs play. And then like I said, the groomer she's been a groomer for quite some time.
So you've got essentially full service.
We do. And then we have a dog ice cream shop too, right when you walk in on the right. And it's lactose free and it's good for the dogs. They like to have the treat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I make the ice cream.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
So it's homemade.
It is. And
wow.
I make the holiday meals too myself.
I want to get to that here in a second. But before we get into more of the details of the business itself, let's talk about you and the story behind the business.
Okay.
So how did you get the business going? What makes you passionate about dogs?
I've always loved dogs and I was raised around dogs. My friend Christopher moved to Atlanta and his family raised German Shepherds for the local police and the local other law enforcement.
Right.
And so I was a part of helping feed those puppies and take care of them until they were sent off.
Right.
And so we've always loved dogs. I've had dogs all my life and they're just great. They're very forgiving. Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they love you no matter what.
Which is why one reason we love our dogs. So you could have done a lot of different things though when it comes to working with dogs. Why boarding facility? Where was the opportunity, I guess, in your mind?
For sure, I was concerned about where my dogs were going, and I wasn't seeing the quality of care that I wanted to see. Some of the places are not as clean as they should be, and so I just wanted to really have a place where the dogs, the parents could leave their dog and know that they were in a clean environment and they were well taken care of. We pay our employees more, and we have a very strong staff that they all love dogs. And I don't just hire somebody to their interview and they're like, I'm just looking for a job. That's not for us. We have to have people that love dogs.
Right.
That genuinely love dogs.
You would think that would be like a basic thing, right?
You would think, but.
So let's talk about the whole idea of cleanliness and what you have seen other places and how you have made that a priority for your business.
So it just came to mind one time when I was dropping my dogs off and I got there at 8:00 and it was right when their business opened. And when you walked in, it was filthy. And I feel like they were closed for the night. They had just opened. That area should have been spotless when you walked in the morning. And so then what's going on behind behind the scenes then if it's not even clean up front.
Right.
Also, when I got there at 8, there was nobody there at 8. Employees started showing up around 8:15. If my dog is there, I want my dog out by 7 to go to the bathroom. And so I know that's being monitored because I make sure somebody's there at 6:30, 6:45 at the latest. And if somebody's not there, I run over there myself because we have the cameras and we can see that. So the dogs aren't sitting waiting to go to the bathroom or waiting to eat breakfast. The same thing with when we leave. Even if we close at 5 on Sunday, somebody stays there till 7:30, make sure the dogs get out one more time, they're fed dinners. I feel like that's not being done at some of the other places.
And before we came on, you talked about the difference between being owner-run and investor-run. So let's explain this difference for those that don't understand.
The difference is that an owner-run business, both owners are on site a lot. And if we're not, we live very close. He lives about 5 minutes away and I'm like 10 minutes away. So we're very close to get to the location if there is something that happens. And so when you have managers that run it, that the investors actually sometimes will let too many dogs come into the building because that's what they're doing. They're investors and they want to make money. And then there's some of the staff they don't have any control over how many dogs they have or if their overflow is too much. And we have control over that as owners to make sure that does not happen.
And the investor-run operations they may be franchises, they may be not.
They may be or may not.
And you don't necessarily know that, but you, as a consumer, but you can see some of these signs that you're talking about in the way that the business is run, right?
Absolutely. They're run totally different.
Yeah. And
you can see when an owner actually owns the business and they sell to an investment group, you can see the difference in the care go down pretty quickly.
When it's sold to an
investor group,
because
the quality just changes drastically.
Right. Because then it's all about the money.
That's right.
And there's a lot of these roll-ups that are going on, right? Where people are trying to assemble a number of these different locations, roll them up.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's really what we're talking about here. And that's what consumers need to know, but dog owners need to know that are in the Alpharetta, Johns Creek area where you're located.
Right. And we're happy to give anybody a tour anytime they want. Some of the other they won't let anybody in the back for tours. We definitely do. Now we stay away from the dog areas when we don't want the dogs to get excited. So we show tours of the actual where they board so that you can see how clean it is. Let them look in the window and see where they are. But a lot of them also are in crates. Ours are all in kennels. They're rooms with beds.
Okay. So I was going to get to that because some people may not know the difference.
So you would think of a crate as like a crate that you would have at home if you have your dog at night or when you're gone, a lot of times when they're puppies. That is a crate. A kennel is actually, I can't describe it, but you would have to see it.
It's a walk-in.
It's a walk-in.
Yeah.
And it's got a bed. Yeah. There's a high-end Corinda bed in there, and they all have beds in them. Some of the places, if you want a bed, you pay extra for it. Every single one of ours has a bed in it. And then we also service large dogs because some people say, oh, I don't want my dog's 130 pounds. I don't want them in a smaller kennel. We have 30 square feet kennels, then 36 square feet. And then we have the 60 square feet for the bigger dogs or somebody that wants to board both of their dogs together. Or for instance, we have Herschel who visits us frequently. He's got arthritis. I always upgrade him to that room because he has a hard time getting out of the bed. And if he has that much more space, he has more room for his legs. So I always upgrade him to the suite. And it's private too. There's only 4 rooms in there with TVs.
With TVs?
They have TVs in them. Yeah. Some dogs watch TV.
Really?
Yeah. One of my dogs does because he went to college with my daughter and she left the TV on.
Yeah.
So he watches TV all the time and then my other dog doesn't watch it at all. But they board together in the suite.
I love that. Stacy Fotos is with us. She is with Happy Dog Hotel. So what other differentiators do you see between your business and the competitors? Besides the ice cream shop.
The ice cream shop is unique for sure.
Yeah.
Again, you can see the dogs playing. A lot of the places that you go, you can't see the dogs playing. So you can walk in the front door and there's a big window and you can watch, and people love to come in and see their dogs playing. So that's one different It's way cleaner. It's pretty clean. And I'm always there to make sure that it's as clean as I want it to be. I clean a lot myself. I don't ask anybody to do anything that I won't do. And then the experience of our groomer. We have our groomer is quite experienced. A lot of them they have a groomer, then that groomer leaves after 6 months. We've been able to find a groomer that's been a groomer for a very long time that plans on staying with us. And she's actually training one of my other staff members to groom too.
Oh, wow.
So it's a great thing.
So you started the business when?
March of last year.
Okay.
So we're just under a year in business.
So we're recording this show here right almost at the beginning of March 2025. So you're almost ready to celebrate a year.
We are, March 26th.
So how's the reception been in the community?
First, I wasn't able to get out there and do some of the networking and marketing because I had other things I was doing. But once I started getting out there, the networking and the marketing, everybody loves dogs. It's such an easy thing to sell. And once they come in, and I always say, come and see me for a tour, give them my cell phone number. I'd love to just text me. I'd love to give you a tour. And that sells a lot of people. The tour sells people because it's just an incredibly beautiful building that's clean and the suites are large.
I have a feeling we got some folks that are mad at me because I haven't gotten to where you are. They probably heard enough right now.
Okay.
They need to hear like where you are, where you're located.
So we're located at Jones Bridge Road, right where Douglas Road ends. There's a Kroger across the street.
So very convenient for folks that are in Johns Creek, obviously, but Alpharetta as well.
And it is very easy to get in and out of there. So and the parking lot's huge. There's a construction going on, but it actually is a very easy building to get in and out of.
Talk about how you handle a lot of different dogs with a lot of different personalities, right? That must be a little interesting sometimes.
It is interesting. We have dogs that come in that we have a lady that brought her dog in last week and she said, I've never brought my dog to daycare. He's 10. So we just keep an eye on them. Sometimes we keep them at the front desk for a while to get them acclimated, walk them around the building so they can smell things. And then especially if they've 10 years old is pretty old to never have been to a daycare or board, but the dogs are happy. We take really good care of them and it's just a great thing. And we do temperament tests when they come in to see what kind of temperament. The parent usually gives you an idea of temperament first. So we know if it's high energy dog. So the dogs are not put in a play area by size. It's by size, temperament, age, a lot of things. Sometimes, like I said, Herschel, who has arthritis, we have him play in the play yard by himself if he gets too tired with the other dogs because we want him to be able to get out, but we don't want him to be in pain.
Yeah, sure.
So there's a lot of different things that you consider when you put dogs in a play yard, and we have 3 very large play yards for different kinds of dogs.
And your play yards are inside.
They are inside, yes.
So they're all weather.
They're all weather.
Why do I know all this, folks? It's because I'm a customer.
And I thank you for being a customer.
Actually, it's not me. It's Heidi. Yeah, Heidi the dachshund. She loves it. She doesn't love going, but she loves being there. Let's put it like all dogs.
She's always great when she's with us.
Yeah.
She is.
Y'all tell all these stories about how she's played with this one and played with that one, and then that's hard for me to believe how because dachshunds, they're very human-oriented. They're not dog-oriented.
She does play with other dogs, though. You'd be surprised.
That's unbelievable. But anyway, I'm going to have to see video of that.
Okay, we'll show you some.
Because she's pretty people-oriented at home.
I have to say she spends a lot of time up front with us.
Okay.
She plays some, but she spends a lot of time up front with us.
Yeah, she's talked you into that, right?
Of course. She's so cute.
Yeah. Stacy Fotos is with us, folks. Happy Dog Hotel. They really are happy dogs at Happy Dog Hotel. Talk about your involvement in the community, because you've had a lot going on to get the word out, and you've developed some events that help you extend your brand.
Right. And it's really fun to be community involved. So we do Dogs in the drive-through event with Chick-fil-A. We've done 3 already. We didn't do them in the winter, but when it gets warmed up again, they still want to continue to do them. You'd be surprised. I mean, we had like 80% of the people who come through the drive-through have dogs in the car, and it's a really fun event. And then we do some other events within in our building. We just did a kissing booth one where I had a photographer come in, a professional photographer come in and take pictures of the dogs, and then I gave them to their parents. I emailed them once they were edited to their parents, so they have pictures of them with their dogs. It was really fun.
That's cool.
And my staff gets so excited whenever we do events too. They're really fun.
Yeah.
And it gets everybody, like, you get to know who your dog plays with. Like, you might meet another parent where you see the dog is like, oh, my dog plays with that dog.
And which Chick-fil-A's have you done these at?
So we've done 2 at the Windward location, and we've done 1 at the Halcyon.
Ah, okay. So folks just need to subscribe to your communication, however you communicate from the website.
We do. We put events on the website.
Yeah, gotcha. And
we usually keep that Chick-fil-A one up most of the time, just because we do them, or we'll be doing them on a regular basis once the weather gets nicer.
And social media. So you update people there. So talk about just how your business, where your business is. Are you pretty happy with how the reception you've gotten in the community?
So a lot of people didn't even know we were there for a while. So that was a problem. Getting it started, it was harder to get started than I thought it was going to be, just because I owned another business. Yeah. And so running 2 businesses at once was not very easy. Yeah. So once I was able to focus on, right? I can't believe how much easier it is to only have one job. I forgot.
Yeah, right.
So once I was able to focus on the Happy Dog Hotel and got to know people, because everybody's receptive to it, just letting people know that we're there. Now it's starting to really pick up. We had a good summer last summer, but it's really just starting to take off now since people know we're there. We're starting to hear, oh, I did see your building. I know where you are. But no matter where I go, all I have to do is say I have a doggy daycare, boarding and grooming, and people want to come in for a tour. Especially when if they know you, even if they don't know you, or you have an interaction with them for 45 minutes and they show you pictures of their dogs, they immediately want to come see the building.
That's really, again, back to the difference between owner run and investor run, right?
It is.
When they know the person that owns the business, the stake you've got in it, it makes a huge difference.
It does make a difference. And when I go to networking meetings, there's the investors aren't there. So people are seeing the face of the Happy Dog Hotel, and they get excited about that.
That's great. Stacy Fotos with Happy Dog Hotel, folks. So talk about where the business goes from here with your goals. What plans do you have for the future?
So sure. I hope to, within the next 2 to 3 years, actually have a farm that's usually like in Milton, where there's property, so that I can have a lot more dogs that can go outside, and this was our first building. With experience, you learn things. Yep. So I would like to have another one. Also, I would like to develop a not-for-profit when we get to a point where we can do that, so that we actually are helping the dogs that are homeless that maybe would be euthanized. We would take them in. I would hope to do that at this farm, have an area where we do that.
Wow. What a great goal.
It's 2 or 3 years is aggressive, but I think I can do it.
You know what? I believe you, Stacy. Given what I know about you, I believe you.
Or I should say we. I think we can do it.
I think the 2 of you and Christopher can do it. I think for certain the 2 of you can do it. Stacy, I've already talked about Heidi's experience.
Sure.
So Heidi's a happy dog to be at the Happy Dog Hotel, but you've got to have other folks that have come back to you, and dog parents that talk about how happy their dog is.
Yes, definitely. Herschel's parents are very happy because they weren't boarding him at all anymore because he's so old. But I knew the parent, and so he entrusted Herschel to us, and so he's boarded with us half a dozen times now.
Oh wow!
And he was not boarding anymore. We also have dogs that have never been to daycare that are learning to socialize. A lot of people got their dogs during COVID. Yeah. And so those dogs were not socialized because they weren't going anywhere. Right. So we're seeing a lot of those dogs starting to come in for daycare, where my dog has not been around other dogs because I got the dog during COVID. And then by the time I had the opportunity to socialize the dog, it was just too hard as a parent. Right. So they bring them to us and we can socialize them. And they all usually socialize.
And sometimes folks got dogs that maybe they didn't know what they were getting, right? They were in COVID. It seemed like a great idea at the time, and maybe they're not experienced dog parents or whatever the reason. And so you're able to help people like that.
And also sometimes people go a little bit too long between grooms. So my groomer is educating them on how you can continue to do some of the grooming at home so that your groom lasts longer and that they don't come in tangled. So then it's a lot more positive experience. So we're doing some education with parents with grooming and keeping their grooms lasting longer for them. And then they're happier. The puppies are happier when they come in and don't have tangles.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the dogs that are coming, we get a lot of doodles in this area. They get tangled pretty quickly because they don't shed.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we have that education piece.
Did you, training, do you do training?
So we originally were going to do training, but I've not found a trainer that I want to work with yet.
Okay.
I've tried a couple of times, but it's never worked out. Because we don't have the space to train in-house.
Got it.
So we would just outsource it. I just have to find a trainer that I trust and that I know the dogs are going to be taken care of.
Yep.
Because I'm actually referring the parents to a place that's not going to be at my building.
Got it. Folks that are interested in that need to check back.
They can, they need to check back.
Check back.
Check back on that one.
You may come across somebody that you like and trust.
I've
right?
been looking.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Because that's an important piece too.
Oh yeah.
And the trainers, a good trainer will teach the parent how to continue to keep the dog trained.
Right. Because part of it is training both the dog and the parent. Right.
Right. You can't just send the dog home and the dog says, "Oh, I'm back with my parent." Back to my old tricks after 3 or 4 months.
That's right. Back to being spoiled. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, Stacy, this has been a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for the great work you do.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we let you go, though, we've got to give coordinates, make sure people know where you are. Again, let's repeat that.
Okay.
And then where they can find you online.
So we are at 11895 Jones Bridge Road. We're in Suite 140. It's a whole building. And it's right at Jones Bridge Road where Douglas Road dead ends. And there's a Kroger across the street. And I can't remember what else you asked me.
Where people can find you on
thehappydoghotel.com.
thehappydoghotel.com.
Don't forget
Yes.
thehappydoghotel.com.
There you go. Stacy Fotos, The Happy Dog Hotel.
Thank you.
Stacy, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for the work you do.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, just a couple of quick things before we let you go for today. If you're a services provider that sells your expertise, meaning you're a consultant, you're a coach, attorney, accountant, bookkeeper maybe, and you're selling what's between your ears, then I've written a book for you. It's called The Generosity Mindset, A Journey to Business Success by Raising Your Confidence, Value, and Prices. Now, if you've got issues around understanding how clients perceive your services, your positioning, your business development, and your pricing, this book's for you. Go to thegenerositymindset.com to learn more and to learn where to buy the book. Also, this is show number 845 or something like that, and it boggles my mind that we've done that many shows over almost 9 years of North Fulton Business Radio, and we've only gotten that far because of you. So if you're listening to this show, thank you. Thank you for your support, because you help us highlight great business leaders in our community like Stacy and the other some 1,300 business owners we've had over the years. And you help us live into our mission to be the voice of business in the North Fulton region and beyond. So I'm grateful to you for your support. Thank you. So for my guest, Stacy Fotos, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on North Fulton Business Radio.